4 decades ago, this was swampland, a seemingly ordinary tract of land, no different from any other in this section of Florida. Today, this land will be anything but ordinary. Today, it will test the finest golfers in the world, eager to claim the sport's richest prize. This is the final round of the Players' Championship.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour so proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today from TPC Sawgrass in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, live final round coverage of the Players. Well, we have already seen 3 scintillating, sometimes spectacular rounds of golf. By the time twilight comes calling later today, we will have a champion as we check the Sunday leaderboard. Our leader here on this Sunday is our featured golfer. He's on top by 3 as he gets set to begin play. And that'll do just fine. A good start to this final round, safely in the fairway at 1. Frank, Sunday here at TPC Sawgrass, we have seen so many great moments in this championship going back to the 1970s. Winners like Jack Nicklaus and Lee Trevino. Then ultimately, it found a home at the Stadium Course, 1982. Jerry Pate, the winner, and then Freddie Couples and Greg Norman. Onward, Tiger and Rory McIlroy, and now our featured golfer may be on the precipice of joining that group as a Players' champ.
I think that's the hardest thing for them today, Rich, is to not think about that illustrious list of winners. And, you know, you talk about 1982 when they first found a home. That's when this became their championship. And I mean the best players in the world. So if you can try and keep that in the back of your mind and really just think about the way in which you've got to attack this golf course and not get too far ahead of yourself, because when you come to 16, 17, and 18, everybody knows, whether it's us, the people watching, or the player themselves, water and peril are in play on every single shot.
Well done. That is in for a par here at the first. And this is going to stay a 2-shot lead. How about this second, a par 5?
Well, if you're brave, you try and flash it down that tree line down the left, but there's a couple of limbs that poke out. Every now and again, they catch an errant tee shot.
We move now to the 532-yard par 5 second here at TPC Sawgrass. Reachable into if you can drive the ball accurately. Dense trees flanking both sides of the fairway, and beware of that lateral water hazard on the right. Another very nice tee shot. He looks awfully comfortable here with these first couple of drives. Has to be thrilled with that second shot here to the par 5. Frank got everything out of that.
Yeah, did well just to advance the ball so far down the fairway. And now a fairly straightforward third shot.
It's about a 60% make percentage from here. This for birdie. Yes, a good roll there. That's in for birdie. And he gets it to 20 under par. Setting up for the third hole here at TPC Sawgrass, relatively short par 3 at 177 yards.
But you've got to carry that ball at least 4 or 5 yards onto this green, even when it's firm.
And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either, sitting up in the short grass. Now, from the apron, a second to the par 3. So that safely in. It's a par here at the 3rd. And that cushion's going to remain 2 shots. Hole number 4 here at TPC Sawgrass. 384-yard par 4 deep fairway bunker to the right of the landing zone. You want to avoid that. What else is there to look out for, Frank?
Those huge mounds on the left, they're just as penal really as the bunker on the right. So this is one where you have to pick an object in the distance. Really focus on that. Well, it's in the first cut. We know you can't spin the ball as much from the first cut. Still lying okay.
It's now his second from just off the fairway. This is a 13-footer. Oh, goodness, that is too bad. That would have been a good birdie, but not to be. Okay, that one finished off. It's a par here at 4, and the lead will remain 1. Fifth hole, good par 4, isn't it, Frank?
If ever a hole was built for Lee Trevino, who used to love to cut it, this would be the hole. It just looks and screams for a shot that's hit left to right. And that's the only way really to avoid bunkers left and long, and that one that's all the way down the right side.
Driving's been sensational all week, and here's another one that's going to set up nicely in the fairway. Second shot coming up. Let's check in for the first time with Nota Begay the third.
160 gets him to the hole, pin in the back.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that. Really, I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Well, those are the shots that turn what you'd like to be a leisurely stroll out on the golf course into a day of hard work.
Yeah, what could have been a tap in is now going to be a grind.
Yeah, that's good putt. It is a par here at the fifth, and that's going to preserve this tenuous one-shot lead. Hole number 6. I really like this hole, Frank. It's fun par 4.
Yeah, very claustrophobic tee shot, hitting through that chute to the fairway. Starts to open up, and then it sort of shrinks in again because of all the palm trees around this green. But very short par 4. So if you're good with a wedge, good chance for 3.
Yeah, nothing to fault there. Good balance, good follow through, and a good start to this hole. Right now, the second shot here at hole number 6.
Yeah, not overly long, but be very aware of these palm trees that are short. Many a shot's caught those trees coming into this green. I'm not quite sure that strike, whether they got it all, but ball's just come up a little shy. Outside chance for a birdie.
13 feet away. Maybe you look to the heavens here. That didn't need much more. Safely in for par here at the 6th. And this will stay a one-shot lead. Frank, 7th hole here at TPC Sawgrass. How do you break this one down?
Not overly long, 440 yards, but once again, it's a tee shot. If you're driving the ball well, that's fine. You just sort of blister it down there, but you're starting to lose one a little bit to the right. There's 3 pot bunkers there, and of course, if you're fearful of it going left, there's the canal all the way down the left side that'll get your attention.
That is going to come to rest squarely in the center of the fairway. Second shot straight ahead, and we go to Iona Stephen.
It's 125 yards left to the hole. Wind coming from behind, so you'll need to be careful where you land it.
This could be a good one.
Leading is one thing, but hitting iron shots like that lead is going to increase.
And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Yes, runs that one right in. It's a birdie here at the 7th. And he moves to 21 under par. Frank, this is a hole that I really like. The 8th, 237-yard par 3, just a necklace of bunkers surrounding the green. What's the best approach?
You come out through that chute or that hallway of trees there, and this being the longest of the 4 par 3s at TPC Sawgrass, the green actually plays much smaller than what it looks because of that narrow entry. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Now a second to this par 3. Now this putt from 23 feet. That one just going to sneak on by. That one finished off. It's a bogey here at number 8. And the lead precarious now. It is down to a single shot. Closing out the front side with the par 5, 583-yard 9th. Don't say this too often in this, the era of the long bomber, but this for most is actually a 3-shot par 5. You can get there in 2, but it requires accuracy and 2 enormous shots. That will do just fine. So in the fairway, but a pretty good number to carry here for a second to the par 5.
This par 5 green is well protected. That's 2 good shots, but that bunker's there for a reason. Now, with some nifty sand play, we're looking at 4.
Not an ideal result there. Hoping to maybe get this close. It is on the green, but not where you want to be. Yeah, he had a pretty good run at that, but it won't go down. Still pretty good from there. Okay, that's in for his par here at the 9th. And that will mean it's a front 9 score of 35, 1 under par. A good swing and a good result, as that is safely into the fairway. So Iona, this his second from the fairway.
We're looking at 131 yards left to the flag. Pin in the back right portion of this green.
Well, I know I'm paid to talk, but there's not really much to say about that. Best to just move on to the next shot. That one was running so hot. This from 7 feet. Yeah, much better there. That one drops for his double bogey. And now he's going to fall a couple of shots off the pace.
Let's go to the 11th now. It's a par 5 and a fun hole, Frank. You can make anything from 3 to 7 here.
And that's why, as the start of the back 9, especially on a Sunday, this becomes such a pivotal hole to start a run. Big body of sand down the left side that sometimes the longer hitters can get close to with the tee shot, but really it's the second shot. If you can reach this par 5 and 2, it's a very narrow green. The layup, well, it's actually an awkward layup, Rich, because you've got to push that ball to the left side, almost like a zigzag approach. It's so hard to bounce back after a huge score, especially when you're still reeling from it, but try and pull the screws back in the head there. Just take a little breath, maybe 2. Decent swing. Don't try and kill it. Exactly like that. Really good shot.
That's what he wanted to do. After the tee shot, puts himself in really good position here on the par 5.
Two good shots on this par 5, leaves that simple little chip, and that was beautifully played.
Putters let him down a few times, but this for birdie. You bet, a birdie here at the 11th. And he moves to 19 under for the tournament. Here now, the 12th hole at the TPC Sawgrass. It's a 358-yard par 4, so short on the card, Frank, but obviously a challenge. What's the key here?
Once again, trying to find that right position on the fairway, and that's down the right side. Anything down the left, that mound is going to block your view. Well, that one's finished in the first cut. It's going to be a little bit harder to spin it from there with a little bit of grass around the ball, but still not too bad.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. No missteps there. It is a par here at 12. And he'll remain one shot back. Frank, 17 gets so much attention here at the TPC Sawgrass, but 13, par 3, is exciting in its own right.
It is, and it's actually more difficult than 17. One of the reasons it's longer, and also the green here. 17 obviously has two sections in it, front and top. This has, I don't think there's a flat piece on it. And every now and again we watch a ball roll all over this green and actually find the cup for the odd ace.
Now chipping up to the putting surface for this, his second shot. Well judged. That is in for par here at 13. And he's going to remain one shot off the pace. Frank, the 14th hole. A lot has happened here over the years.
I think it's the litmus test on the back nine. That's where things really start to heat up. It looks like a straightforward tee shot, but often the eyes wander to that water down the left side. And of course, if you think about that, you invariably fire the ball towards the right where those hillocks and thick rough is, and virtually no chance of reaching the par 4 and 2.
This a tee shot that fits the eye, and that'll be just fine. Wind coming from his right as he gets set for his second. This for birdie now at 14.
And this putt's going to want to go left all day long. It's back up the slope as well.
Yeah, that's a pretty good effort right there. We've seen others leave that putt much shorter than that. No issues there. It is a par here at 14. And he's going to stay at 19 under par. Just before we get to what they call the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, 15 requires all of your attention, doesn't it, Frank?
Personally, I think this is the prettiest hole on the golf course, Rich. I've actually often gone back there and taken pictures. Just a gentle dogleg to the right. You come out of the chute, seems to be a generous fairway. You just get a little view of the bunker down the right side, but virtually there's no lip there, so that's not a concern. The green, all sorts of weird and wonderful waves on it, well protected by a big bunker on the left, and there's two little pot bunkers out on the right that, well, if you're first time around, you might notice.
Second shot, good look at the green.
Oh, just needed that a little bit more. I know it's 10 feet, but come on, I want it a little bit closer.
A very makeable 8-footer for birdie. Ah, yes, never in doubt. It's a birdie here at 15. That's going to set up a sprint to the finish. He's one back with 3 to go. Frank, I think one of the things that fans love about this gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, each hole has that sort of hold your breath moment. Certainly 17, we know when that ball's in the air, you're holding your breath. Is it wet or dry? 16, same on that second shot. You're holding your breath wondering, where is it? Right in the water or left with a chance for 3?
That's why you don't want to get too sloppy on that tee shot. A lot of people look at 16 because there's a wide fairway and they think just get it down there. But the extra 10 or 15 yards, there's a little ridge down that left side. If you catch that, the ball will kick good 20 yards further forward. 20 yards is 2 clubs. I'd much rather go into 17 with a 4-iron than a 2-iron.
Has to be thrilled with that second shot here to the par 5, Frank. Got everything out of that.
Yeah, it did well just to advance the ball so far down the fairway. And now a fairly straightforward third shot.
Yeah, good soft hands. That is nicely done. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Now this round finishing strong. Back-to-back birdies now at 15 and 16. And he will definitely not say no to that. Well, now to the 17th, and it is always a fascinating struggle here between trust and fear, commitment and collapse. The 17th, you're never really safe. 6-shot lead, you'd still watch the leader play the 17th. Okay, didn't want to risk trying to fly it to that back right hole location, so a downhill putt coming up from the back portion of this island green. A look here for birdie at 17.
All you have to do is start this on line and let the slope do its thing. I don't see a lot of movement in it.
That's a good stroke. Just a fraction off target, but you can't get the speed any better than that. No problems there. That's a par here at 17. And he's going to remain at minus 21. People always talk about 17 being visually intimidating. Frank, what about 18?
If there's a little bit of wind off the right, the tee shot is so much easier. But if that wind is coming off the water, not only do you see the water and the wooden bulkheads, you see all the rough and the trees on the right. And of course, then you start bringing 5, 6, 7, even 8 into play. That's what makes this tee shot so hard.
Okay, that's going to be good. Birdie is a must. Down by 1 here at the final hole, and that's going to be a good position to play from. I like the looks of this one.
Really nothing wrong with that approach shot. Just a little shy of where you'd like to finish up, but still, one good putt, maybe a birdie.
Pretty good read there. Definitely good speed, and that just skips a foot or so by. Okay, so that will wind up a par at the last. And that'll be a final round score of 70. Oh, man, they just couldn't find a way to birdie that 72nd hole, Frank. And as a result, that par makes this a second-place finish, just 1 stroke behind.
But it gave us a great watch. I got to thank them for that too. So close. And you're right, they could have birdied 18. We could have had a playoff. But in the end, this is one of the best tournaments I've seen for a while.
Till next